into the infield. Extraordinary sight. And the good news is we've got everybody through that bit. But what about at the International Horseshoe? 2 or 3 wide. There's a dark coloured car coming through the middle of 3 or 4 others there that I couldn't recognise because he was behind a car almost all the times he came through.
Ethan Jacobs in the number 99 machine.
And there has been an incident at the International Horseshoe, so we didn't get a completely clean start, Shay.
That was John Salerno who went off, and also involves Charlotte Trainer and Max Stallone, 2 of our scholarship winners. This is disaster for 2 drivers making their not series debut, but first full season debut as the yellow flag waves.
So we've got a safety vehicle already. The cars hadn't even got on to the high banks for the first time around.
Charlotte's able to continue.
Yeah,
That's the
all
good
bar
news.
1 car has been able to pull away. Max Stallone for Wheels America Racing in a very distinctive colour scheme in that car, which I really like, the stripes on the side of that car.
So Max's car says PT Autosport on the side. He was a scholarship winner with them. He did not win the scholarship in 2024, which actually worked out to be a good thing. He won it going into 2025, and that elevated him further. But PT Autosport, standing for Panda and Tiger. On the right side of the car is a tiger, and on the left side is a panda. It's a wonderful organization. They really help elevate people within motorsport. I mentioned that Charlotte Trainer was able to continue on the racetrack, but Max Stallone, it looks like this will be the end of his first race, and this was actually his debut in the championship as well, John.
Another race tomorrow, and they'll be scrambling to fix what needs to be fixed. Actually, looking at that, I think it's a steering issue that's caused the demise of that car. IMSA safety crew, as ever, making sure, first of all, that the driver is all right, and before they even consider moving the driver or asking him to get out, which they have now done. So that's good news. Rather disappointed, Max Stallone heads to the intervention vehicle. He hasn't taken his helmet off. I suspect he doesn't really want to talk to anybody at the moment. There's a dent in the driver's door, and I think there's some front suspension damage on that car on the left-hand side. Probably not a difficult fix, but that is the worst way to start off a brand new season.
It is, and especially when it's a full season championship effort and you want to put your best foot forward. You're really looking for the Rookie of the Year prize, which comes with an $80,000 check to run in the next season. Max, as I mentioned, winning the scholarship coming into this season. He's already gotten a great deal of help from Mazda, but that Rookie of the Year is definitely something he's got his eyes on, and a 45th place finish in race number 1. That is going to hurt, but now the comeback begins for Max Stallone.
Just looking to see who has made up positions. Gresham Wagner up to P21.
1 spot?
Yeah, that's quiet start for Gresham. There.
Well, Cam Eben had a great start. He went from 45th to 35th.
Cool.
A driver that several of us over in the Mazda trailer had pinned on for the Penske Shocking Performance Award, the driver who passes the most cars. 3rd
generation racing driver.
Yep.
With dad and granddad, both very good races in their own right, although in fairness, not in MX-5 racing.
No, their roots are far more rudimentary American, good old Trans Am racers for both of them. But don't be mistaken, Cam is not in this series because of who his family is. He works tirelessly, and he's actually a very impressive young man from Wisconsin. Very down to earth, but always asking the right questions. What do I need to do to improve myself? What can I learn from you? How can I help you to help me? How can we benefit together? You don't often get that kind of behavior from someone born in the early 2000s.
Stop it.
It's, oh gosh, John, when I went through and took down the ages of everybody in the field, yeah, it made me feel quite old.
Charlotte Trainer and Max Stallone's incident will be under review. Charlotte continued. Max's car still being, oh no, it has been removed, so with a bit of luck we might get back to running, and quite clearly the best start made then with a 10 place move by Cam Eben, one of the rookies.
representing Screaming Sicilian on the side of his car. He was really happy about getting that sponsorship as well. And hello to Aaron Johnson, the series favorite of the past, who's watching and says Cam Eben has a 10,000 I rating on iRacing, which I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's quite good.
When we were doing the Nordschleifer digital series and the IMSA digital series some time ago, funny enough, we have Drew Adamson sitting right behind me from iRacing. 10,000, we used to talk about 10K Beneke, who was one of the aliens of the time. So if he has really got 10K, that is in the top 1% probably of iRacing. We have had 5 minutes, so still plenty of racing to go. This will be a single file restart, and it will be Jeremy Fletcher who brings them back through the tri-oval, the MX-5 Whelen safety car, back into the pit lane, the green flag waving, and we are back running again. As we always say at these points, you will see lots of passing. Don't expect Shay and I to get head-explodingly excited about this, because it won't just stop after the next few laps.
But John, it's the first race of the season. Can't we just get a little excited about the meaningless passes? just a little bit. The meaningful ones are coming. We do know that.
Yes.
Race Control has issued a penalty to Charlotte Trainer for incident responsibility with the 3. She will have to serve a drive-through penalty, so Charlotte will have to come in and do that the next time around. She's representing PDR Racing. But the difficulty for Charlotte then is if we don't get a yellow, she's not going to be able to catch back up to the rest of the group.
No, lose the draft, lose any chance of a good finish. Let's pick up some of the battles just off the front of the field. Incredibly tight racing as always as they go onto the infield. Jeremy Fletcher, Jared Thomas, Justin Adaconis, Tyler Gonzalez, Bobby Gossett, Weston Merkman, Julian DaCosta, your top 7 as they went across the line.
And DaCosta and Merkman coming side by side through turn 6. DaCosta hanging out around the outside. He's got a beautiful new fire suit that matches the livery of the car.
Oh, really?
And to risk any copyright issue, that's the extent of it that I'll say, except he looks really, really good in it.
Okay.
Ka-chow, almost.
Okay, I see. I see what you're saying. At the front of the field then, the blue and black car is Jeremy Fletcher in the waning sunlight here. Drafting is king here. Oh, little touch down the inside to the second place car. Justin Thomas just getting sideways. Jared Thomas, sorry, just getting sideways. And behind them, an issue. Now, there's 2-3 cars involved in that. Gresham Wagner was coming up through the field.
He got spun around by someone coming through the middle of the Le Mans chicane, the corner formerly known as the bus stop, and Gresham was all kinds of sideways. Now,
Justin Gravitt, I think, in the white car. 4 wide. Watch it. Oh, dear. That is Justin got hit from behind.
That was a separate incident.
That was a completely different incident, but did that set off an event? Oh, yeah, it was a sideways red, white and black car coming through the infield. And that, in which case, no, it wasn't the car I thought it was. Was it Matt Novak?
Might have been Matt Novak, yeah.
Was it Matt Novak? It might have been. Race Control, we continue to race, actually. And remarkably, how? After taking a hit on the road, how did Justin Gravitt continue?
Yeah, he managed to continue, and actually into the pit lane comes Charlotte Trainer now to serve that drive-through penalty, as there's a car slow wing in the infield, but Gresham Wagner was still stopped out by the bus stop.
He's got it going, done the restart, we stay green for the moment, and Wagner rejoins the circuit.
Good effort.
Tyler Gonzalez to the front of the field in the red and white 57. He got very sideways as well, but held onto it. Behind him, the yellow and blue car is Bobby Gossett. So this is
it's just Adaconis.
No, it's Adaconis, yes, excuse me. So Gossett has lost a position since the line.
There we go. Now we have Gravitt into the pit lane. A great effort by the JTR Motorsports driver, making his 2nd weekend in this series. And Gresham Wagner is continuing around at speed on the circuit, so hopefully his car is okay, and if we get a yellow, he can join back up with the battling pack, because Gresham is one of the drivers who's previously won here at Daytona.
But Shea, that has split the 45 car field significantly. Now we've got a lead group of probably somewhere like 16, 17 cars, and then quite a big gap after that. Actually, I think it is 16 cars back to Nathan Nicholson, and then there's a 3-second gap back to Ethan Lampe and Chris Allen and Vaughan Mishko, who are chasing. Side by side, 2 wide, many deep. This is what we've come for. This is worth the price of admission this weekend on its own. Mazda MX-5 Cup racing on the high banks, up to the high side for the black number 44 of Bobby Gossett. He's going to get hung out to dry there, trying to challenge 1, 2, 2.5, 3 wide through turn 1 and 2. Now this is good news for the chasing group, because they're slowing each other down, but that 3-second gap seems to be growing between this top 16 and the rest of the field.
And that was a fascinating moment, because we had Justin Adaconis leading, and he actually just gave a big push to Tyler Gonzalez. Fast hands from Gonzalez and his BSI machine to hold on to that one. But it was a moment where Adaconis was seeing, can I make the outside work if I've got my teammate pushing behind me? The answer, first car across the line, was Gonzalez.
I count 4 BSI racing cars in that leading group of 15/16.
Oh, boys.
So they are really, really banking on numbers there. The bright-coloured Western Workman car, the Storit number 21 with the... It's a go-fast delivery, isn't it? Because it looks like it's doing 55 miles an hour when it's standing still. Big sideways moment there for the leader, Tyler Gonzalez, as he got hit from behind by Justin Adaconis. But that was great car control. But Adaconis looks like he's gone to... No, he's staying in second place as the leader is broken away. Then there's Western Workman in behind him, goes down to the low side, getting pushed by the number 42 of Parker DeLong and PDR Parker DeLong Racing.
And Weston Workman, new team for this week. He's with Hendricks Motorsport in that number 21 machine that we mentioned for Story written on the side. This is a great story because it's Scott and Todd Vanacore. Scott races with Kimberly Hendricks, the team owner, regularly in another series. He was running with her last weekend, and what was a bit of a miracle, the car wasn't ready to go. 11 p.m. it rolled out of the shop for a 7 a.m. time at Sebring International Raceway. Get to the track, goes on the track. Long story short, Scott wound up having a heart attack, and it was because he was at the racetrack and with Kimberly Hendricks that they were able to get track services to him. He died twice in the hospital and on the way to the hospital. He's here today. Because of what happened last weekend, he decided that life's too short, needed to get Weston Workman on this racetrack, and that's why Storit is on the side of the 21 this weekend.
And he's leading the race. A little bit of a bump draft into turn 1, but Weston Workman holds on to it. It was Parker DeLong in second at the line. I say that, he is still there. The rest of the positions, they'll be changing every micro sector of timing that we've got. And for example, there's the timing. It's like shuffling a pack of cards, isn't it?
It really is.
And we've still got half an hour to go.
We've only had 15 minutes of this race so far. They are very bumpy out there on the track. You might have heard me breathe under my breath there a few minutes ago, and just sort of, wish that they would behave themselves a bit better, because we are still 2/3 of this race to go, and there is a lot of bumper contact, but it's not sustained contact on the banking. That's the good news. Tyler Gonzalez is trying to make it 3 wide coming out of turn 6.
On the high side.
He's making it 3 wide. He's making it work.
Well, for a moment he did, but then he got a side swipe, and both he and Parker DeLong in the blue car, so red, white and black in the blue car, they are falling back. But here's a little bit of a help at the front of the field, and there goes that number 23 of Justin Adaconis in his second year in the championship. But look at this coming through, the red and white car in the middle of the pack, coming through at the moment and helping Parker DeLong in that blue, mostly blue car. That is JTR. Why do we know it's JTR? Because he's got the yellow roll hoop, and he is carving his way through to a Jared Thomas in that number 96 car. and already he's into 5th position, and he's helped Parkins along back to the leading group, and that 16 is beginning to fracture now, and Western Workman knows that he's got to work with the 3 cars around him so that they don't lose the lead draft. Here they come. Look at the speed from Tyler Gonzalez. He has to go to the high side because he would have run into Parkins along in the blue car.
Grant West led that lap. Grant West driving the number 50, who runs a little bit wide through turn 1 with the help of someone else who's now dropped back to P4, is with Spark Performance, and Grant has been in this series full-time for 3 seasons. He is a perennial favorite, deep-rooted within the Mazda family. He helps build cars to get people up through the SMX. Grant led that lap.
Incredible racing at this point in the race. Now, normally what we see in these races, with half an hour still to go, 29 minutes still to go, you normally don't see this level of aggression, Shay, this early on. What you see is a group of drivers trying to break down these big groups, but that early accident that there's now put 5 seconds between this top group and the rest means that they've got a little bit more freedom to actually fight. What's happening though is that second group now has also fractured, so the gap is starting to come down. It was well over 5 seconds, it's under 4 now, and that's because Ethan Lampere, who leads, Glenn McGee now, who was leading that group, he's just done the fastest first sector of anyone at 29.5. Your leader, Grant West, did a 30.5. He's just taken a second out the leader in the first short sector.
And Grant West was added to the race this week, so anybody can do it, but no, Glenn McGee has a lot of experience in these cars, so bringing him in last minute, definitely not a problem. Now, dear
Nathan
viewer,
Nicholson got very sideways there in the WAT, the Watt 56 car coming out of the Le Mans chicane, but he's managed to gather that up. 4 at the front now, Shay.
dear viewer and listener at home, you might think that with all this light jousting we're having on the track that the cars are trying to wreck each other. Quite contrary. They're trying to figure out where their strengths are, where everyone else's weak points are. Right now, Julian DaCosta working with Weston Workman to come around the top side of things. Justin Adakonis led that lap, but the top side group, they were in 3rd.
And Chuck McTutis decides to go to the high side and chase those 2 to try and make up in the dark-coloured number 60. When I said these guys find pieces of the track to race on that no other series does, now do you understand what I was talking about? There'll be a penalty for Matt Novak in the Advanced Autosports number 11. I thought that was his car earlier on that was involved. That is a incident responsibility with Gresham Wagner, so that was at least the car that we picked out of that melee early on. That'll be a drive-through.
Julian DaCosta is making a pass down the inside of his teammate Tyler Gonzalez right now, but those 2 cars are not among the fastest cars last lap around. It was Von Mishko, the rookie for Advanced Autosport in the number 9 machine. The most important thing that you're going to get out of the fastest lap are the 10 bonus points. The bonus points do add up at the season end. You'll find that somebody could win a championship by earning 10 extra bonus points, so that is a relevant point that we're going to have to keep our eye on as we go through this race.
How important is a draft, Shay? How important is not fighting like the guys are at the front of the field? Von Mishko, 2:09.5 last time around. 2:09.5. The leader, 2:11.5. 2 seconds gap. This is going to come back. This is all coming back in the next 26 minutes. I'm telling you now, these gaps are coming down. What was 5 seconds has dropped away to basically 1.5 seconds and even less. The field is coming back together.
And one of the fastest guys in these cars for about the last 5 years has been Gresham Wagner. How hard is it to run around by yourself? Gresham, 2:12.9.
Yeah.
It's not because Gresham forgot how to drive. It's because he doesn't have any help right now.
No, exactly right. Exactly right. Leading pack. The go button seems to have been pressed very early. Jared Thomas down on the inside with the red and white car pushing our leader, and around has gone
Ryan
Leach for Spark Performance. 3 across the line. Down into turn 1, Jared Thomas squeezes the number 95 of Julian DaCosta, excuse me. That's a very tidy move, disputing second place at the moment. The leader gets away for a sec. There's a little hip check from those two cars, battling for second and third. There's a second, there's a third, there's a fourth. Western Workman right in behind. Right alongside there, the dark number 44 is Bobby Gossett. No quarter asked or given here, but they must surely know that the field is coming up and beginning to catch them. This is getting very interesting now at the sharp end of the field, down to the western end of the infield. For the moment, the leader has just pulled away, the number 23, Justin Adeconis. And he must be wondering what's going on, because he's looking in his mirror and there's a gap. I mean, it might only be half a second, but that's a big gap in this kind of racing.
Hey, where'd everybody else go?
Yeah,
that's the sort of feeling. Justin Adeconis will be very happy to sit out front, though. I talked to him before coming out here earlier in the day, and Ryan Leach with a big tank slapper. That's the second time that's happened to him at the Le Mans chicane. He's making his debut this weekend. Used to running in stock cars. This first time he ever drove this car was yesterday on the track, so steep learning curve for Ryan Leach.
He got behind on the steering there. That was an absolutely perfect example of that. Back into the chicane again, and here's another change for the lead as they climb over the curbs, and through once again goes Julian DaCosta in the 95.
And do you remember, John, that great finish when we were coming through the turn 4, NASCAR turn 4 for the checkered flag, and the car that was leading wound up finishing in 11th position?
Yeah.
That was Julian DaCosta on his series debut. Yeah. So Julian, a bit of unfinished business here at this race and at this track, looking for his second ever series podium. What a day it would be for a win at Daytona.
Jeremy Fletcher came into contact with Justin Adeconis and Tyler Gonzalez. He's just had a warning for that. That still counts as a penalty, but he's had a warning for that. So Jeremy will have to be on his best behaviour from now on. We don't know where to look. There's so much going on at the moment. Vaughan Mishko leading the gaggle of cars with that is Ethan Lampere behind him. Now they were effectively the first group of the second lot of cars. It almost has come back together.
Glenn McGee actually broke away from them and joined on the back of the lead pack. We've got a bright yellow car in there too. I think that's Woody Hyman has caught up to Marcello Paniccia. This is getting fun. We have now gone from having 16 cars together to having 20.
Yeah, this is I said it was coming back together. We're at half distance here, and that 5-second gap between the top 16 and the rest of the field of 45 that we started at, that's all but disappeared now. The biggest gap I can see is between Glenn McGee and Vaughan Mishko, and actually I say that's just gone out to 2 seconds again.
Side by side, Nathan Nicholson and Parker DeLong, and they have help each behind them. Noah Harmon is behind Nathan Nicholson, and that looks like it is Chuck McTutis behind Parker DeLong.
Now, a moment or two ago, airborne.
Ethan Jacobs getting airborne over the side of Jeremy Fletcher, just at the entrance to turn 6. Good thing there's a lot of runoff there for Jacobs.
I think you could assign any responsibility there. Fletcher's already had a warning. He's got the bright, mostly orange car of Western Workman underneath them at the moment as they go through Speedway turn 4. The lights are on at Daytona International Speedway. We have had some darkness finishes here in the past with the overcast. It's pretty decent here. We've got 20 minutes to go. 3 wide for the lead is incredible.
Jared Thomas went below the double yellow lines to take the lead and make it 3 wide. Is he credited with leading the lap? Yes, he is, and that's the first lap he's led all race. You mentioned under the lights, not mandatory to run headlights during this race.
Most of them have got them on, and I noticed 1 or 2 flashing them as well. Vaughan Mishko's right in the mix in that group as well. Now we are playing for... I have seen a lot of Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup racing, as have you, Shay. I've not seen this intensity of racing in the first half of the race. This looks like the second half of the race, not the first half of the race. In fact, this looks like the last 5 minutes of the race.
Of race 2. Yes.
Very good point.
It does not
when you're
look
not saving your car.
correct. It does not
Great
look like a
point.
bunch of people who have a race tomorrow morning where their crews are going to have 12 hours in effect to repair the car in time to get ready. So it's going to be a very intense race too, I'm sure. But this is also what you get when we've had a long off season.
Yeah. Grant West leading then, back in front again for Spark Performance, the team run by a very accomplished driver in this championship when it was last with IMSA before it went away for its little sojourn. Jared Thomas down the inside, and once again the blue car made the wrong choice there, and now we'll have to drop back in. Parker DeLong's going to be hung out on the high side. Here come another two. He was second as they came onto the banking. He's down to fifth, and there's the battle for the lead. Jared Thomas then right under the rear wing of the white and blue car of Grant West. They bounce over the Le Mans chicane curbs. Much better exit from the fourth place, number 44, Bobby Gossett. He's right under the rear wing of the number 95 of Julian DaCosta in the Lightning McQueen colours.
That's 3 BSI cars that are now together because
go.
Tyler Gonzalez making that pass on Parker DeLong. Those 3 BSI cars know to work together. That is huge for Shea Holbrook and her husband Nick and their whole organization.
And Ethan Goulard is another BSI racing car that's only another 2 cars further back, 3 wide. And for a moment we had 3 wide and 2 in each of the lines as through goes Tyler Gonzalez to take the lead into turn 1. I know I said we weren't going to get that excited on the meaningless passes, but every single pass here, with so many cars together, the reason that I'm kind of holding my breath as I'm trying to describe this race, Shay, is if we have a coming together here, it will be a lot of cars involved. They are so close together.
They're not allowed. I told them they weren't allowed. They have to preserve their cars. So, yeah, they're all going to behave.
Are you exerting your influence?
Racing drivers always do what they're told. Tyler
Yeah,
Gonzalez at the front of the field is clearly feeling out his car, and it's interesting to actually watch everyone else going into the braking at the International Horseshoe because, John, it just keeps getting a little later every lap that we go. They're pushing more and more.
So that gap between the top 15, 16 and everybody else that was 5 went to 1, went to 2, came back down again. It's now down to 1, and that's going to bring it down even further. Big moment there between 2 major contenders.
Jeremy Fletcher got hit. I think it was Marcello Panicia. He got hit. He's clearly got broken steering. So Jeremy Fletcher is struggling out there on the banking. Ethan Goulart was the car that he then plowed into. Jeremy Fletcher is going to pit, and he will not win this race, meaning that our streak continues. Pole winners have not won a race since 2024 in May.
It's rear suspension, Shea. It's not the steering. I think it's when he's putting throttle on.
Yes, right rear wheel.
He's steering, but he's getting rear steer that he doesn't need in that number 22 car, and he's going to do well to get that car back. He's staying off the racing surface. Couldn't have done that a few years ago when it was all grass. I know there's been a lot of controversy about that, but that's a big move. Now, this was coming down to the end of the infield, and actually it starts further back with the... Now, was that Bobby Gossett trying to go?
No, Marcello Panicia in the 19 machine for Sato Motorsport Group. Comes up around the outside, hits into Ethan Goulart on the right side, and then Fletcher, the unfortunate victim. Also
right on the inside there, Vaughn Mishko as well. Not sure he could have done much to avoid that.
Meanwhile, Tyler Gonzalez has led another lap, meaning he has led the most laps of this race so far with 3, and we have had 7 different drivers credited with leading a lap, and of course that doesn't include what happens when they're not crossing the start-finish line, but Tyler on 3, right now, that's 10 bonus points going the way of Tyler Gonzalez. Is pulling off the track as the other Wheels America racing car, trying to avoid the safety car, as a matter of fact. That's Logan Stretch. He was having a quiet debut, but he was up in the 16th position doing a respectable job. The safety crew is already with him, so hopefully they can just pull that car back behind the wall and we will be able to stay green.
Hello everyone who is watching their first Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup, including Joyce, lapping this up. Incredible stuff. Ed Sir in Aberystwyth. Great way to finish Thursday evening. And This is not done yet. Still a quarter of an hour to go as the sun begins to sink, and we rely more on the outstanding lighting system here at Daytona International Speedway. Gonzalez leading, but down the inside, here's Parker DeLong. He's going for it, he's not going for it. Down to the left, right, left of the Le Mans chicane. Pretty flat curbs there now. In years gone by, they were a little more extreme. Right up on the high side, the blue and white car is Tristan McKee. I'm not sure we've called his name that much, but that is right in the mix of things there with the number 7 in the top 14. And the gap between all of these cars is, well, non-existent really now.
It's a suggestion, really.
Well, actually, somebody's just mentioned that the way, hello, Ian McCarthy, the gap and then closing of the gap is something else. Anyone who watched pro cycling would lap this up, pun intended. That's not the first time even we have likened this to a peloton and then somebody trying to chase down it, as that was an unorthodox line there.
From Nathan Nicholson. And Chuck McTutis just followed him straight through the grass. That was definitely not the way that he would have wanted to go, but Nathan managed to recover and get a point in the right direction. Woody Hyman has spun, though, and he is stopped at the International Horseshoe. Woody hopefully just waiting for an opportunity. He's a driver who was very proud of his streak of consecutive starts. And Woody, as a matter of fact, I was talking to him yesterday, and I said, what do you want the world to know about you, Woody? You love cats. You started racing motorcycles at Mid-Ohio, and I know you're an ice cream aficionado. And he goes, recovering ice cream addict. I'm only eating it maybe once a month. I'm down from 3 to 4 times a week. So we're really proud of you, Woody, and all you've been able to do. He's clearly recycled the car, though. The headlights have just flashed on, and it should be good to keep racing.
Up on the top side is not the place to be when you've got 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop back down, drop back down. That's exactly what he did. Now, what happened to Woody? Oh, hello.
Jameson Riley.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. JTR on JTR.
That'll be an awkward debrief in their little trailer at the end of this race.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any malintent between the teammates.
But still.
Tyler Gonzalez continuing to lead the way as Julian DaCosta goes way wide through the middle part of the chicane, manages to get it pointed back in the right direction. Didn't take a conventional line, or a line that race control would be okay with, but he managed to recover.
You don't think you've lost that much time doing that, but he's lost the draft, and look what happens immediately. He even tries to pull up behind the 2 guys that have gone past him. That's Weston Workman now out of the draft as well. He's got a problem. Workman's got a problem. He's tried to drop in a couple of times. Now, was he involved in that side-by-side contact? Yes, he was. Yes, he was, and I wonder if he's either got a slow puncture or some other issue, as Workman can't hold the draft at the moment. The multicoloured car, mostly orange. There may have been some side-to-side, front left to right front. Workman, oh my goodness me, this is not the way he wanted it to go. Tyler Gonzalez still leads. Justin Adaconis in the blue, white and yellow car in second place. Everybody else is third. It's the easiest thing to say at the moment. Jared Thomas doing Jared Thomas stuff. He's calculating, he's working it out. His right-hand door mirror is folded back from close contact. The PDR car, the blue car, further back, is trying to make its way through. That's Parker DeLong. It's round the outside. That outside move I've seen several times being tried to work for Chuck McTutis. He's yet to pull it off. Of course, I bet he'd do it on the last lap. Bring a fantastic victory. 11 and a half to go, Shay.
11 and a half minutes to go, and it is right now BSI from MMR from JTR. We've got the 1 car left for McCumbee Macula Racing in the front pack, at the very least, Justin Adaconis, with defending series champion Jeremy Fletcher stuck on the pit lane, unfortunately with a bit more damage. He's actually just left the pit lane. So Jeremy going back out, trying to see if the car is fixed, because of course we have a race tomorrow. It's something to keep in the back of our minds. Incident involving car 22 and multiple reviewed, no answer. That multiple sometimes can get, sometimes they get a little bit aggravated. So
onto the high banks again. And it is just incredible how close these drivers can run. Now the big push on the top side, 3 on the bottom, 2 on the top. Who gets the run?
It's Grant West being pushed by Bobby Gossett.
Bobby
Gossett has actually changed teams this year.
Problem at the front.
Chuck McTutis with the tire.
Yeah, it's rubbing on the front bodywork. As I said, he tried to go around the outside. I don't think that's Michelin tyre is going to last very long for the AAG racing car.
Tyler Gonzalez has now led 6 laps. We've got 10 minutes to go. It's going to be difficult for anyone to do more than that, as where did Noah Harmon come from? All of a sudden, Noah Harmon is up to 4th position. His dad must be freaking out right now because Noah Harmon never qualifies well. He's only qualified in the top 10 one time in his career. Qualified further back. Talked to him earlier. He said, we're used to this. I can race okay. But this is a big moment for Noah Harmon.
In the number 12 car, the Cube 3 sponsored machine. Now, Adaconis right in behind Tyler Gonzalez, and then just pulling out to his left is the number 96, the red and white car. Very famous colours on that car. We've seen Tyler Gonzalez do this before, though, leading from the front chair and managing to hold on somehow. I can't believe he can do that here. Do that on a standard road circuit, maybe on the streets. You're not going to do it here. And in fact, Adaconis goes to the high side, and Jared Thomas pushes him through, and here comes Noah Harmon as well. And look at the pace differential. Look at the pace differential. Now, Gonzalez, well, it looks like he's got a problem.
Oh, no.
He's dropping back.
He does.
Has he got a puncture?
His left rear wheel is on an angle. It's not how it should be. That's disaster for BSI Racing, and who was their favorite driver to win this race.
Left rear puncture.
Second in the championship last year for Tyler Gonzalez. 3 previous race wins here at Daytona, and it will not be victory again for the number 57 machine tonight.
I just saw a wobble there, Shea, and the left rear puncture. He's dropped out of contention, Jared Thomas leading, but look at the high side again as through comes that PDR Parker DeLong racing car. Parker at the wheel, and Weston Workman's back in it. So whatever was the ailing Weston Workman was not a problem. Bobby Gossett goes to the high side. Did Bobby lead the lap there?
DeLong,
okay,
Parker
DeLong.
led the lap.
Then Bobby Gossett, Weston Workman right back in it in that orange car, the 96, with the chevron front end in red and white. That's Jared Thomas. Then Noah Harmon in the blue and white car with the red valance on the front. Down the inside, here comes Nathan Nicholson in the black and yellow car. The sun going down over the western end of the circuit. Absolutely picture perfect, and 7.5 to go.
And John, we have several powerhouse teams in this paddock. In the top 9, the only team with multiple cars is Hendricks Motorsport. They're one of the little crews. They are doing more than holding their own weight, with Noah Harmon battling it away and Weston Workman fighting for the lead. That's a very impressive performance from Hendricks.
And that BSI dominance in the top group has just faded away for a moment. Bobby Gossett is the last man standing from the BSI Racing. He's in second place at the moment as the sky is beautiful. Photographers getting some great shots here as the sunset, always enhanced by a little bit of cloud cover. I think it is the Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup opener for 2026 Daytona International Raceway. Honestly, can we race here every weekend? Get races like this, it's fantastic. The leader, little bit of a sideways moment for Parker DeLong. Bobby Gossett in behind, Jared Thomas stalking his prey like a great white, and now gets a push from Weston Workman in that Tangerine car. Then it's Noah Harmon. We've got 4 to the high side now with Justin Adaconis. Make that 5 to the high side as Nate Nicholson has gone up top, and Mishko as well. So those 2 leaders, they're trying hard now. The top line splits again, and Weston Workman pulls out at the perfect time. And Jared Thomas will not be happy. 3 across the line as they went through. Pick the winner out of that. Was Noah Harmon got a lead lap.
It was a Hendricks 1-2 crossing the line as they were no longer line astern. They were side by side. very impressive driving from both of those young men, new to this team, not new to this series. Serving the drive-through penalty, Jameson Riley, no surprise there for the contact with Woody Hyman.
An 11-car train, then a scant 1 second gap back to about another 10 cars. And as it looks now, we're coming round to 5 minutes to go. That'll be at least 2 more laps, possibly 3, depending on where they cross the line. Audacious outside manoeuvre there for the number 9, Von Mischko.
Vaughn had 3 weekends with us last year. He learned a little bit about what the series is about, but right now he's looking like he is a contender for the Rookie of the Year championship.
Well, we've seen that before, where rookies have won races in their opening season. You think back to Sam Paley, he was challenging for the championship in his
Sam never won a race, though.
I know, it was incredible, though. But his consistency that year kept him right up in the top of the championship.
Last year, we had Ethan Goulart winning races. This year, he has switched teams. He's over with BSI, and he's one of those drivers who's just kind of quietly playing out the race to wait and see how it happens.
That was a little more contact than I think Weston Workman was planning on the car that he was drafting. Actually, no, I think that was Jared Thomas in the second group, wasn't it?
Yeah, because that would have been his teammate, Noah Harmon, and I think Weston would be a little bit more careful and circumspect with the sister car.
So they'll come to the line this time. Let's see what the time is as they come through. We started with 45 minutes on the clock. First half of the race looked like the last 5 laps of a championship season where everyone was tied on points. Now into the tri-oval as they cross the line. Now there's 3 minutes and 46-47 to go, so we'll get this one and one more out of these guys. Down into turn 1, Weston Workman in that bright orange car. Alongside him, that is Justin Adeconis. In front of him, it's Noah Harmon. This has been a very, very measured drive by Harmon. Don't count out that red and white 96 with the yellow rollover hoop. Not the worst place to be in there at the moment. You might think, oh, I'd like to be 1 or 2. We're actually going to get we might get some traffic here as well in the last 2 laps, because these guys are lapping 2 and 3 seconds quicker than the cars that have been left off the back.
And who are they catching? I believe that's Gresham Wagner. Who's Gresham Wagner's teammate for the first time ever? Jared Thomas.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Well made, Shay Adam.
And we know that Gresham Wagner is capable of running with the front pack. He is a driver who's very capable of winning races, winning championships, looking for his record-tying race win to be tied with John Dean II. As now we've got 2 lines. Von Mischko is next to Nathan Nicholson, and right behind him is Jared Thomas, who is alongside Julian DaCosta. Yeah, they're trying to push themselves towards the front, but the top 4 are now. This is exactly opposite to the normal Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup race. You normally get people working together in the first half of the race, not when there's 2 minutes to go. We had the top 4 there definitely trying to pull away and not trying to fight each other into the braking areas. Here they come. There'll be white flag this time around, I reckon. It should be. I still have not had the official text from race control yet.
Yeah,
but
confirmed. Confirmed. Coming to the white flag, my arithmetic and timekeeping has been vindicated. Really good driving, not getting involved from Gresham Wagner. Yeah.
White flag is waving. The guy
3.5 miles share.
The guy who's led the most laps will be Tyler Gonzalez, so that's 10 bonus points to Tyler, and he knows that bonus points matter, so he'll be happy with that. Still yet to see who's going to take the fastest lap, because that could come on this final circuit of the track. Bobby Gossett running through the dirt a little bit too much. That's costing him speed, and that will ultimately mean that the number 95 of Julian DaCosta is able to get back around him up to 3rd all of a sudden. Nathan Nicholson fighting with the Cube 3 car of Noah Harmon. Can Noah hang on to the position?
Yeah, Harmon shuffled back just a little bit for the moment. Weston Workman starts the final lap leading. Then Nicholson, then Adeconis, excuse me. Then the 12 of Harmon. Nicholson is in there. There he goes down the inside in the yellow and black car. There's a spin behind it. That's McKee. We hadn't mentioned that car too much. It stealthed its way up for Tristan into that top running group, but at the Western Horseshoe, got around on the final lap of the race, has got the car pointing in the right direction, but chance of a good finish has evaporated. 3 wide and some more hip and shoulder going on outside the top 6, but here it is distilling now into a battle. I think there's going to be 6 or 8 cars, and here is Jared Thomas just at the back of that top 6. Don't think that he's out of it in that Chevron red and white car down towards the last major braking area, the Le Mans chicane for the last time. Justin Adaconis with a lap car ahead of him, and Weston Workman ahead.
That's his teammate. That is Jeremy Fletcher ahead of Justin Adaconis. If anyone is going to be able to help, it will be Jeremy Fletcher.
Jared Thomas missed the exit of the chicane. Here they come. Is it going to be 4, 5 or 6 to the line? Adaconis, Workman, Harmon in the blue and white car, and DaCosta. DaCosta for the run to the line, surely from the back of that leading group, the top 4, but here come another 2. Jared Thomas is there. Workman pulls out early, down to the inside. Here comes Harmon up on the high side. There goes DaCosta, but as they come to the line, it's Harmon that takes it. Harmon takes it in the blue and white car, the Cube 3 car.
His first ever victory for Noah Harmon. Last year, he got a 3rd at Barber Motorsport Park. The last race of the season, he finished 2nd. And take a bow, Noah Harmon. You are a race winner here at your home track.
Right now, Justin Adaconis 2nd, Bobby Gossett 3rd, Jared Thomas 4th. I don't think Jared is going to keep that position. I think they're going to penalise him for the shortcut on the Le Mans chicane on that last lap. Several shortcuts under review. Incident with Tristan McKee under review. I don't think that involved anybody in the top 3. Little bit of a grassy donut. Can you have a grassy donut?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, all right. It was a grassy donut.
For Noah Harmon, he lives in Orlando, Florida. He goes to UCF, has a fan club of friends with him here at the track this weekend, but his dad, Gordon, always here at the track. Noah turned 20 earlier this week, and his dad actually sold his truck to buy Noah a new car to celebrate for this week.
Right-hand side door mirror folded in. Hendricks Motorsport, no, not that one.
No.
It is not one of the hyper teams, and that is a brilliant way to start the season. That run to the line was absolutely outstanding. There was a moment when I thought we were going to have a huge incident with Julian DaCosta down below the yellow line. So coming out, this is coming to the line now, and DaCosta gets on the grass, gets sideways, unsettles Harmon. What about the run on the high side for Bobby Gossett? Do you know, another 10 or 15 yards, Gossett might have had this as he was coming through, and a fabulous save by DaCosta, fully sideways across the line on the apron. This behind the top 3, I think we can say that it's provisional because of what had gone on at the exit of the Le Mans chicane.
Fully agree with that. And race control is going to have their work cut out for them to make sure the onboard videos that everything is okay. But for now, massive round of applause, not only to Noah Harmon, but Justin Adaconis. This is his 2nd podium finish, his first coming in the last race at Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta. Talked to him before the race. He was so calm, and he just was soaking it all in, and he said, boy, it's a big difference when you come back here for the 2nd time.
Oh, I'm sure. And Marcello Paniccia was the best rookie, I reckon, on there. So that's a great way to start that season off.
And for Marcello, they had a disaster yesterday at the start of FP1. The engine oil filter cover came off. It blew up. There was oil all over the track. His car was stranded in the International Horseshoe, missed all of the first practice. The Sato Motorsports team, they only brought 1 car this weekend. So for Marcello to go from the back of the pack up to 8th, that is a huge accomplishment.
Let's have a quick look at the Mazda results, provisional as I say. Noah Harmon then wins it for Hendricks Motorsport by 0.039 of a second, a further 0.017 of a second back from Justin Adekonis in second to Bobby Gossett in third, and 0.047 back Jared Thomas. That one very much with a question mark to it, I would think. Then it'll be Julian DaCosta, Weston Workman, Nathan Nicholson. Marcello Panettiere for Saito is the best of the rookies in ninth. Ethan Lampe in, Panettiere in eighth, ninth for Lampe. And in 10th, Parker DeLong after running up the front all of the way. Frankie Barroso, another rookie, I reckon, is the next best of the rookie as we run through the pages. Lots of rookies in the middle areas. Problems for Chuck McTutis down in 25th position. Jameson Riley had a drive through as well, so as we're getting down to the bottom end of the 20s and the 30s, everyone down here had some issues. Not a finish really for Tyler Gonzalez, except that he gets the bonus points for leading the fastest lap. Ethan Goulard, Woody Hyman, Gresham Wagner, Jeremy Fletcher, look all the way back down there, and that is not the way they want to start their season. It is so hard to grab back points here.
It is, but if anyone can do it, it's two guys who have won the championship in the past, so they'd be very familiar with how to get back up there. Cam Eben, by the way, officially the Penske Shocking Performance Award winner. He passed the most cars from the starting position, finishing all the way up in 23rd after starting 45th.
A very well-deserved Penske Shocking Awards candidate there. Well, there we have it. That is the first race of the season, and it's exactly as we expected. And you know what, Shay, we get to do it again tomorrow. Is it going to be more of a traditional Mazda MX-5 race tomorrow where we get a little more circumspect racing, or can they go even more bonkers than they did today? Join us for the Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup presented by Michelin from DIS, Daytona International Speedway tomorrow. Noah Harmon is our first winner of the 2026 season.